Okay. A great text campaign to both potential and current Medspa patients really is a fantastic way to generate a couple to even many appointments on your calendar, and a little to a lot. Like, I'm talking thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in the bank. So what I want to cover today is some real keys, some tips and tricks to making your text campaign that you send to potential and current patients work that much better. So before we get started, I want to know, text in the comment box if you are currently sending text campaigns every single month to both leads, so potential patients, and current patients in your Medspa. So I want to know right now, in the comment box, text, let me know if you're currently utilizing text messaging, because it's such an important tool to use in your marketing. You can not only get appointments, but you can educate to get more high ticket sales. You can promote an event. You can get more people to show up for an event. You can form a deeper relationship. You can be known before you're needed for certain treatments, right? There's so many benefits to text messaging, because text has a 95% open rate within the first 10 seconds of receiving a text message. 95%, guys. Like, I won't even go to the dismal statistics of what open rates are for email. Even really good open rates for email doesn't even come close to what the open rate is when it comes to text messaging, okay? So let's dive into some important components that's going to make your text campaigns work that much better for you. Now, some of these are pretty straightforward, but guys, I can tell you that they're often missed. And really, just the smallest little thing or difference or strategy or tip that you can apply from this training really could mean the difference between a couple appointments, a couple $100s to tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, so the first thing is, let's talk about copy. And I know that not everyone here is really good or feels comfortable about copy, and you rely on your agency, right? Us, Diamond Accelerator, to help you with the copy. But at the same time, you have to give us the meat, the copy points of what you are trying to portray or deliver, or that end result, so that we can best help you. Because in your texting, you want to make sure that you are speaking plainly. You're using shorthand, meaning when you're texting someone, you don't always use complete full sentences and or proper jargon. You want to use emojis. You don't want to help kind of break up the words in the text for things to really stand out. You want to make sure that you're not using industry jargon or you are getting too hung up on like the science or the brand name of the device. Because for most patients, the name of the device doesn't really mean anything to them. They want to know, what problem can you solve? And so sometimes we'll get clients who say, oh, you know, I want to promote the Exilus, or I want to do an offer on the Exilus, or whatever device it may be, right? In reality, your patients might not even know what the heck that device is or what it does. So even if you have this stellar, great offer, they're not going to take advantage of it. So you have to decide, like, will people know, what this device is if I just simply put it? Or do I need to put, like if you have kind of an off-branded or not a well-known device for RF microneedling, don't use the brand name device, use RF microneedling. Maybe you do have a really well-known device like the Morpheus 8, then use that all day long. So you have to decide. Additionally, if it's a treatment that they won't recognize the device or the treatment, you need to focus on the pain point or the problem that you solve, then you need to explain that or use that as well. And you want to make sure that your copy will address any of the questions that they might have when they see that text message, right? So that if you know right away that, if you're doing a Botox offer, of course, they're going to come back and say, how many units do I have to have? When do I have to use it by? You want to make sure that you include that in the terms and conditions or the copy of this text. So you got to be 2 steps ahead. You need to think, what is it that patients are going to ask? What questions are they going to have when they see this text message, this offer, this promo, this event? And let's address it right away. Okay. The next thing is that you want to include an image with your text message. Some examples of images could be before and after pictures, if it's for a specific treatment. Like if it's for an event, you could do a really great announcement with those details on it. I love to, if you have a whole laundry list of things that you're including, then use a team picture or a provider picture with maybe an overlay or a graphic included in that to make it really custom looking, but it's going to help your text stand out that much more if you have images included in it. And especially if you are doing one specific treatment, you want to include before and after pictures. And it's a bonus if they're actually your before and after pictures and not the manufacturer's before and after pictures or another provider's before and after pictures. But the long and short of it is it's better to have something than it is to have nothing. So if you're not taking your own before and after pictures, or you just got the device and you haven't had it long enough to really have any before and after pictures, it's okay to use other people's or the manufacturer's, but really work to get your own because it really does make all the difference in the world. Okay, the next thing is you want to make sure that you include a call to action, meaning what is it that you want them to do to take action? Are they RSVPing for an event? Do you want them to reply Tox to get the Botox special? Do you want them to click the link to schedule? Click the link to RSVP for an event? Click the link to see the full list of specials. What is it that you want to do? You have to tell people what you want them to do. So make sure that you include a call to action. Terms and conditions, okay? This is a big one. If you don't include the proper terms and conditions, it's going to cause nightmares for your front desk and your scheduling team. It's going to cause patients to be unhappy, right? Because they're going to feel potentially bait and switch if those aren't included up front. So some of the terms and conditions could be about the expiration, not only to opt in to receive the promo, but when does it have to be used by? Is there a minimum purchase? Is it for the first treatment only? Do they have to use it by a certain date? So you want to make sure that you include those terms and conditions. The next thing to consider is when is the right time to send a text message? Now, this is one of those things that I really am a believer in doing some A/B testing to figure out when your patients respond the best for you. If you were to do some research on it, you're going to see a variety of answers. But essentially, what we find is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are the best days to send text messages because Mondays you're competing with like the laundry list of everything that came through over the weekend and starting your week and whatnot. And then Fridays, we're starting our weekends. And so really Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are the best days to send text message if and when all possible. The next is the time of day. So statistically, again, 10:30 to 11:30 or 2:30 to 3:30 generally seems to be the best times of day to send text campaigns. Now, the reason being is because that's right before lunchtime and then right before the end of the day or most working people's days. And so people tend to have better conversions or engagement rates by sending during those times. Now, something to consider, though, is that if you have a very large database, oftentimes we're going to recommend to you to drip out or spread out the text messages if you have a very large campaign, because one of the really important things is once you send a text, you better be able to pick up that phone. You better be able to respond to that text messages when results start coming in. Because if I get a text message and I say, I want that, or I have a question, so I call in about that, and I'm not going to get an immediate answer, you're likely to lose that opportunity. And so if you have a very large database, oftentimes we're going to drip out anywhere between 500 to 1,000 per hour just for you to be able to stay up to speed. And you want to make sure that you give your staff a heads up when you send a text campaign out, so that they're not taken off guard, right? All of a sudden their phone is ringing off the hook and they need help up front, right? Why all of a sudden they're getting a backlog in their dashboard from questions or people opting into that promo. So you want to make sure that your staff is prepared and that you are staffed accordingly to be able to handle those messages, especially with the holidays coming up, right? Black Friday, 12 days of Christmas, or just holiday promos. You want to make sure that your team is ready and that you're properly staffed, so that none of those slip through the cracks. Okay, so a couple bonus things that I want you to consider to really take your text campaigns to the next level is to first kickstart a text campaign with a voicemail drop. This is one of my favorite things to do, especially for an event, or if you're trying to kind of pull off like a VIP promo, or you're segmenting your list. Like, for example, and that's one of my other kind of high level, take it to the next level, tips and tricks, is to segment your audience or segment your list. So like, pull anyone, that has done your high ticket treatment. So let's say your high ticket treatment is oral therapy. Anyone that has done oral therapy with, then would be a great complement, or kind of that next step, or that touch up, or that maintenance treatment that I want to send every single client or patient that has done my high ticket service a special offer, because that is someone that has spent good money with you in the past. And you want to make sure that they maintain their results. You want to increase the number of visits per year and the average per spend. So you are going to send them a special offer. And all you got to do is pull that list from your EMR in a CSV file, give it to your account manager, and then we can send them a very targeted message. And that voicemail drop could sound something like this, of like, hey, I just wanted to reach out because I know that you've done oral therapy in the past with us. So I wanted to give you this very special offer that it's only extended to patients that have done oral therapy in the last 12 months for us. I'm going to follow up with this voicemail with a text message of those details. Let us know how you're doing and if you'd like to take advantage of this special offer. So it sounds pretty custom. It sounds like, oh, you thought of me, enough to reach out to me personally. And then it makes it really easy with that follow-up text message to be able for them to be able to easily take that next step without you having to manually call every single one of those patients or text each individual patient. So I love the voicemail drop for segmenting your audience. I love the voicemail drop for an event, right? When a business owner will make a voicemail drop that sounds like, again, that they are personally reaching out to them to make sure that they know they're invited to an event coming up. It makes people feel really special. And I know that there are people that don't quite use the voicemail drop correctly, in the sense they make it sound like a commercial. But the key really with a voicemail drop is to use the correct language and tonality to make it sound like you literally picked up the phone and left them a voice message. And it's absolutely possible to be able to do that. Okay. The next thing is if you are doing an event or if you are promoting a specific treatment that has a lot of questions, requires some education, I would love for you to create a video addressing all of the common questions, objections that you're going to get from that. Create a video addressing those, and then what we'll do is convert that into a bit.ly link to include it in that text message so that they can click on that and learn even more. Because the reality is you can't cover everything in a text message, right? You want to keep it short and sweet and to the point. And then if they want more information, they can click the link to see that. If you get a text message with questions, you could send them that video link. Very, very powerful. The next is to be able to purchase online. Now, this is one of those next level things. If you have, Shopify or a shopping cart on your website, what I can tell you is that it's a little bit difficult getting going, but there's a lot of med spas out there that handle it themselves, and their conversion rate on their Black Friday special or even their monthly special is so much higher every single month when you make it super easy for the person to take action, to actually purchase it. Because we are creatures of habit where we see an offer and it's like, yes, I want that. I'm emotionally attracted to that offer. So boom, I want to make sure that I capture them right away or capture that offer. So I grab my credit card and I'm going to buy it right then and there. But if I have time to think about it, if I have to wait until the next day when business hours open up, you lost me. Life gets busy, things get in the way. I had time to think about it, how I should buy Johnny's soccer shoes instead of spending the money on myself, and you're going to lose people. So having purchase links or links online to your promos and specials, next level results when you're able to do that. Okay, but I understand it's not possible for everyone. So just to recap, you want to make sure, again, with your copy, that you aren't using industry jargon, that you let people know what it is, the result that they can get when they take advantage of that promo or that offer. You want to include social proof, before and after pictures, if and when possible. It makes all the difference in the world. I promise you guys this. And if you have too much going on with it, you need to at least include a graphic or a team photo, because it just helps with the engagement more and helps stand out. And they view it more so of value or entertainment versus like, otherwise it could be, it's like an appointment reminder, right? We just ignore those. We don't even pay attention to those. And don't be afraid to segment your audience. You don't have to offer all things to all people. When you really get strategic about your offers and your high ticket and some customization with segmenting that audience and that offer, you're gonna get higher ticket sales, higher conversion rate. So those are my big takeaways for really increasing your results when it comes to text campaigns. I really encourage you to even try to just take one or two of the tips that I shared with you today. And every month, just get a little bit better. That is the name of the game. But if you aren't currently texting your leads and your current patients every single month, guys, it literally is probably one of the cheapest ways. And if you're a Diamond Accelerator client, no additional charge, right, included in your service, to get more appointments, to get more revenue. And who doesn't want that, right? Stop beating your head against the wall being like, oh, I need more patients, right? Oftentimes we have all the patients we need. We just have to re-engage them, reactivate them, get their butts back in the med spa. And this is such a great, easy tool to do that. And it doesn't always have to be a promo or a special. Sometimes you just have to remind people that you have it, that you have a treatment, right? That you can solve a problem. So make sure that you are using this tool. So I'm going to open up now for questions or comments about text campaigns or anything that you would like to go over at this point. Hey, Dr. Pickens. Nicola, I know that you guys have really started doing more text campaigns, even with not just about specials, but just even reactivating for Botox, right? How's that going for you? Are you seeing those appointments trickle in?
For the reactivations, yes, for different services, they have been.
And what different strategies are you using currently right now on your reactivation?
Just like our very last one that we did was actually for a Javoux special that we ran with our rep, just because the summer was a little bit slow. So they kind of offered us an extended coupon and a couple of extra vials. So we put out there for the first 10 clients that respond to this text blast, they'll be able to get 10 units free with a minimum purchase of 20 units. So that kind of worked out well.
Awesome. And I love how you engaged your rep, right? You could do that for injectables, even for your device services that have consumables. Reach out to your reps, ask them to, like add or promo or give you discount or free consumables to drive more traffic for those specific services. And some will even just give you marketing dollars. But the name of the game is you have to ask. You have to be the slippery wheel and just keep asking. So great job. I love that. I'm curious, what high ticket service would you love to get more patients in the door for at your med spa?
Well, we're still working on the Morpheus. We have a lot of leads for that, but as far as the client buy-in to actually, once they come into the office and I'm able to talk to them about it, we can kind of convert them, if not to something else, but it's really just getting them in. Tremendous leads, but that's one of our high ticket items that we're still working on.
Got it. So I would really encourage you to focus your content that you're already doing for organic social media, addressing some of those common questions and objections or misunderstandings when it comes to the Morpheus 8. And then what we could do is create a campaign of all the leads that you have for Morpheus 8 that haven't yet converted, and continue to nurture them and educate them and send more social proof. Because what we find when it comes to high ticket services is that the sales cycle is longer. And you have to stay in front of them, and you're going to shorten that sales cycle, that when you do follow up with them, or when the system automatically follows up with them for you, that you're providing social proof, that you are educating them and credentialing why they should choose you. You're going to shorten up that sales cycle, and creating that content will be twofold, right? You're going to be able to put it on your organic social media. We can include it in the messaging in your dashboard. You can send it in your email newsletter. So if you want to drive more high ticket services, if you want to be known for the Morpheus 8 in your med spa, you got to create content around it. And then, work smarter, not harder, and just repurpose it on all your different channels. And you're going to get a better result that way. So let's work on increasing more results for you on the Morpheus 8, and create a little bit more content around that. And we're going to help you distribute it. And I think it's going to help move the needle for you.
Thank you.
Hey, Holly. Hey, Dr. Pickens.
Hi. Oh, am I mute? No. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Julie. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
He's on a roll here
Thanks so much,
today, Julie.
for joining. If there isn't any other questions, we'll go ahead and wrap up.
No questions. Thank you. We took some notes.
All right.
It's notes. Still
Awesome.
looking for
All right.
the,
Thank you
the
guys
event
so
one,
much.
if, Julie, if you can find that again, or Caitlin. You had one of these on events, holding events, so I can't find it.
I added it in Boxer. The link to the document.
Oh, you
is in
did? Okay, thank you. Good night.
Yes, download that sales event blueprint. There's a whole big training on it, scripts and agendas. And I think that you'll really like that training.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.